It's time to play Memory! Here are your contestants. This week's topic, categories and corresponding GPA values. Ruin Bear, you pick the first category.
Working memory for 1 grade point.
Either acoustic, semantic, or visual, but not modular.
What is the way information is coded? Cache memory for 1.
Checks the cache when it needs to read or write to a location in the main memory.
What is the central processing unit? Cache for 2.0.
Holds parts of the data and program which are used most frequently by the CPU.
What is the purpose of cache memory? Cache for 3.0.
A type of cache used to speed up the storing and retrieving of information.
What is the data cache? Let's finish off cache for that 4.0 GPA.
The organization of the data cache in the hierarchical manner.
What are the levels of the cache?
What's the next question?
Working memory 2.
About 7, plus or minus 2, but can be increased by chunking and leaves quickly but can be boosted by rehearsal.
What is the capacity and rate of decay?
Finally, a GPA that means you aren't failing.
Remember this for 1.
The increased rate of retention for information we've encountered before due to its likelihood that it is pertinent to our lives or survival.
What is natural selection's role in memory? Working memory for 3.0.
The inability to recall recently learned information because information learned previously gets in the way.
What is retroactive interference?
That's the opposite.
What is proactive interference? Working memory for 4.0.
Replacing the Atkinson-Chiffon modal memory model, this model is comprised of the executive control system, which initiates and controls all processes and deals with reasoning and language, the articulatory loop for rehearsal of speech and sound, and the visuospatial sketchpad for processing visual information.
What is Babley's model of working memory? Let's remember this for 4.
The rate at which information can be read from or written into storage.
What is the throughput? Sensory memory for 1.0.
The effortless and unconscious holding of a representation of an external stimulus just long enough to be recognized and potentially captured by the working memory.
What is the purpose of sensory memory? Sensory memory for 2.0.
Depending on the sensory modality, may be visual for iconic memory or auditory for echoic memory.
What is the way sensory information is stored? Sensory memory for 3.0.
The form of sensory memory that holds visual snapshots of the external world, whose seeming unbound capacity is limited by the rapid rate of decay.
What is iconic memory? Sensory memory for 4.0.
The conclusion made by Thomas and Irwin that blinking interferes with object recognition in iconic memory.
What is partial report method?
That was part of a study to test capacity of working memory.
What is cognitive blink suppression? Main memory 1.0.
Memory that can be accessed randomly at any time, in any order, and from any physical location, allowing for quick access and manipulation.
What is random access memory? Main for 2.0.
Holding information and instructions that the CPU is currently working on, though all of this information is lost when the computer is powered down.
What is the purpose of primary memory? Main for 3.0.
Memory location that cannot be easily altered or reprogrammed as it stores instructions that are necessary to the start of the computer.
What is read-only memory? Main for 4.0.
Connects the main primary memory either directly or indirectly to the central processing unit.
What is a memory bus? Remember this for 2.0.
Ordered accessing of information in memory on after another, which can cause the cost, time, to access a piece of information depend on what information was last accessed.
What is sequential access? External for 1.0.
Secondary storage cannot be accessed directly by this.
What is the central processing unit? Long-term for 1.0.
The inability to retrieve information, but not due to improper storage.
What is the loss of long-term memory? Long-term for 2.
As described by the modal memory model, this process by which information is taken into long-term memory and converted into a usable form.
What is encoding? External for 2.0.
Used commonly as secondary storage on modern computers.
What is a hard disk? External for 3.0.
A word used to describe the nature of the secondary memory to not lose data or information after being powered down.
What is non-volatile? Long-term for 3.0.
The unconscious and implicit storage and retrieval of skills and tasks.
What is procedural memory? Long-term for 4.0.
Declarative memory split between episodic for events and experiences and semantic for facts and concepts.
What is explicit memory? External for 4.0.
How the computer accesses secondary storage and moves the necessary data into primary memory.
What are input-output channels?
Last question. The inability to either form new explicit memories or recall old ones.
What is anterograde and retrograde amnesia?
It's time for final memory. Take a look at the screen to read the question. Man bet it all on put the similarities and differences between human memory and computer memory, but it wasn't enough. Bruin Bear wins!